Hey guys, it's Andy. I'm going to be using this video as an introduction to a group of videos where me and Lucas go into a particular forest. I figured I'd give a little backstory just to shed some light on the depth of this situation. So the story starts around February 2013. We're from northern Pennsylvania, so our winters get pretty bad. That being said, Lucas was spending a lot of time inside playing through Skyrim again. He got pretty invested in it, to the point where he'd often ask me to go on adventures with him, discovering new areas in real life as he had done in Skyrim. One day he decided to look at our area from a bird's eye view via Google Earth or Google Maps, or both, I think. About a mile away from his house was this dark green area. Since it was winter, he determined the only thing that could naturally produce that greenish color in an otherwise brownish area was coniferous trees. We had trouble believing it could be a coniferous forest, though, because just of how random it would be to have a coniferous forest inside of the deciduous forest, which, encompasses a whole bunch of land, like pretty much this whole part of Pennsylvania. So curiosity got the better of us, and we eventually decided to go looking for this enigmatic forest. About every other weekend we would go looking for it, and embarrassingly enough, we had a lot of trouble finding this place. It wasn't until March 31st that we stepped into this forest for the very first time. It was unbelievably surreal. It was so quiet and so dark and just so unnerving. We filmed a lot of video footage of these first encounters, and we actually thought about uploading them to Luan Originals, but the quality of the videos aren't really that good, and overall we just pretty much decided against it. At the end of the video, we'll put up a clip or two just so you can see what we're talking about, that we're not making it up, that the video quality really is that bad. Anyway, we couldn't find anyone to ask about details of this place. No backstory, no theories, not even a name. And we in fact opted to name it ourselves. The name Darkwood immediately came to mind. Not only because of how physically dark it was in there, because of all the huge pine trees, but because something seemed foreboding, maybe even evil in a way about it. This way the name Darkwood has a double meaning. We would travel there rather often back when we first found it, but inexplicably as time went on, we seemed to start going there less and less. In fact, it had been almost a year from our most recent encounter, which is the footage in this video. From then till the previous encounter. I think it was actually 11 months, but yeah, it was a long time. We very rarely even talked about the place, and when we did, the conversations would mostly range from how creepy it was to, jokingly saying, oh, let's go there at night and spend the night and, pretend that we wouldn't totally be scared out of our minds. So one day, out of the blue, Lucas tells me he found another area even better than Darkwood. I was pretty excited by this because I figured, we would eventually go, but his condition for taking me there was that I be blindfolded. And I went along with it because I wasn't sure if he was serious or not, but he was. He was completely serious. He put a blindfold on me. We drove partway there, but after a while we got out and started, walking in the woods, and he would have to hold my arm like this and pretty much drag me where we were going because I couldn't, see anything. I had the camera with me actually, and I planned to explain what was going on, but because I couldn't see, I must have not clicked the record button because all of my expositionary footage, it just wasn't on the memory card, so I had nothing to go by, which is why I have to explain it right here, right now. But, I did end up filming some of it, and the footage picks up right after that expositionary footage that just inexplicably wasn't filmed. And I guess that's all I have to say as an introduction. So if you're interested in seeing how it plays out from here, just sit back and watch the rest of the footage. And now, here's some of those old clips from Darkwood. Good Lord! Just a few moments in front of me, I can see that there's a very dark gathering of trees immediately in front of us. I just cannot believe it. This area is just absolutely massive in size. We have been in Darkwood for about approximately 40 minutes. Lucas believes that he thinks that this place is somehow, as he says, haunted. He described recently a phenomenon where he was standing right next to this tree and heard and saw a branch break off spontaneously and nothing there, at eye level, mind you. So he compared it to this. Pretend I don't have a hand right here. Pretend this branch just came off like that, all at once. Only it was like right there, and not right there. He keeps describing as if we aren't alone in this woods, which, quite the contrary, this is absolutely... I mean, it is so quiet here, we can hear our echoes, which is pretty remarkable for complete forest.
And I think Darkwood was the best name we could come up with, because it's pretty dark.
Lucas wants to enter this half, if you will.
That nice little bird.
Well, we've already seen one bird, better than last time. Certainly another gothic-looking tree. Minutes, and I should be collecting sticks right now, but I just had to get some footage of these trees. Like there's one with a bunch of fungi on it.
What the fuck? Yeah, seriously. What is that? Looks like a fucking beaver house.
I think it's just the ground with some leaves on top of it.
There's fucking footprints here too.
Of what?
I don't know, Andy. That is sketchy, dude. That's my fucking glove. Dude, we gotta get out of here. Seriously.